Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Be Fantastic Road Tour, Day 46. Dr. Fantastic here in San Diego at the dock. I met a guy that's living on one of these boats. I was thinking of maybe spending the day or the night on a boat. You know, I lived on my yacht for 4 years, the Merci. It was fantastic. So today, I apologize for the noise again. Seems like I can't find a quiet place in this town without having the noise. And of course, I can't see anything. So you don't get to see me, but hopefully we'll have a couple callers. I'm expecting one from Ben, who is a veteran, and he's got a fantastic program for Memorial Days to memorialize our fallen soldiers and fallen seamen and fallen airmen, all the military who's gave their life for us. So it's very mindful to be aware of that. I'm helping out with the organization and getting some shout outs. But I always like coming down to the water. I'm drawn to the water. I had a yacht for 12 years, and that was a lot of fun. People say, do you miss your yacht? And I say, no, because I don't miss anything. I don't miss things that are in the past. I live for the day, which I recommend everyone do. So I hope you're going to be able to hear okay today. One of the things I want to shout out real quick is we're probably going to do this day in history, but let me read a couple nice quotes. Oscar Wilde once said, "The smallest act of kindness is worth more than the grandest intention." Think about that. And one of the first rules of being a fantastic person is being kind, because kindness is the act of what's the word? What's the saying? Kindness is the eternal act. So that's a very important thing. Be kind to one another. Be kind to your family. Be kind to strangers. Helen Keller once said, "Keep your face to the sunshine and you cannot see a shadow." It's kind of funny that Helen Keller said that, but that's a quote from Helen Keller. Robert Browning once said, "The best is yet to be." At any rate, so this is live, San Diego. Call-in numbers are 310-913-5533 or 714-316-9829. Let me see if I can squeeze this in here for everyone to see. This show, the Be Fantastic Road Tour, is being brought to you by VIA, Proactive Hydration Drinks. This is Orange Mango. VIA stands for vitamins, electrolytes, and antioxidants. They are delicious, nutritious, refreshing beverage, proactive hydration beverage. And I love them, not just because they're my sponsor, because it's delicious. So another saying, Benjamin Franklin, you might have heard of that guy. He once said, "Well done is better than well said." You know, there's a lot of people talking a bunch of malarkey, and it's the actions that matter, you know. Recently, I got back into the broker business by default because VIA is in the bottling business, and because they have these bottling plants, they were asked by the government to supply sanitizer. So I have sanitizer, masks, and gloves. If you go to befantastictoday.com, go to directory, go to products, and then scroll down to PPE, you can see the products that we're carrying. And the only reason I'm getting back into it is because, not to make a bunch of money, but because this is really a needed commodity. Not that cement and oil and all the other commodities weren't needed. This is really needed. And unfortunately, there's a lot of BS brokers. A lot of people think they're going to get rich real quick. But this is something that's needed, and I'm really happy to supply sanitizers. I'm going to focus on sanitizers because, you know, it's all about keeping clean nowadays, right? Everybody keep clean. Abraham Lincoln once said, "The best way to destroy an enemy is to make him a friend." Oh, Abe. Now here's one good for me because I'm a dreamer. It may be that those who do not do the most dream the most. And seeing how this author's unknown, you could say that Dr. Fantastic said that. You have to dream. And I've been giving a lot of advice to the young people about dreaming. And a lot of people are just stuck in their ways. But if you just dedicate 5 minutes a day to your dream, you will accomplish it. It doesn't take that long. We have a caller coming in. Ambassador 247, Ben from Washington. Ben, welcome to the show. You are live on the Be Fantastic Road Tour. How are you?
Hey, sweet. I'm freaking fantastic, man. How are you?
I am fan-fucking-tastic. That's a professional level, and it's not a cuss because it's an adjective.
I understand. It's one of the better adjectives there are. It's quite a spectacular word, fantastic word, so to speak.
Well, it's got energy. It releases the endorphins and the dopamine in your brain, so that's important. So you don't know it, but the video that people will be watching as we speak is of the San Diego Bay, and I'm down here at Dockside, looking at it's a gorgeous day. It's a little noisy from planes and helicopters, but it's quite a peaceful image, which you'll see if you ever watch this and share it with your friends. So everybody, I want to introduce Ben, who's got the Mindful Memorial Foundation. And he is a veteran. Thank you for serving, Ben. Where did you serve and when?
I served in Iraq. I was in the Army. I served from April of 2006 to April of 2007. I was what's called a psychological operations specialist.
Wow. So you must love the fantastic movement.
Well, there's a lot to be said about not just what you say, but how you say it. And you can tell that very clearly by what it means to interact with somebody who doesn't understand the actual words you're saying, but can understand your body language.
It's very, very well put. Did you read the book, The Four Agreements?
I know it. Not well, but I know it.
Yeah, I think everyone should buy it, everyone should read it, and everyone should give it as a gift. It's a small book. My good friend John Paul DeJoria gave it to me, signed it. That was pretty cool. He was a guest a couple weeks ago on the show here. He's the one behind Patron Tequila and Paul Mitchell Hair Products. He's worth $10 billion. He's down to earth as you and me, you and I, and he's a fantastic human being. And he's one of our ambassadors as well. We've got 250 ambassadors now. And I believe you just joined recently, so you're right there towards the end. I think you're 247 or something. But it's fantastic to meet you, and I applaud you for your mission in thanking and showing gratitude for our fallen heroes. So tell us about how Mindful Foundation came about.
Yeah, so it came about after my own personal struggles with reacclimating to life after war and trauma, and a very effective thing that is just foundationally effective is the ability to pay attention. And the scientific world now calls that ability to pay attention the practice of mindfulness. And so the practice of mindfulness has now become mainstream, but back in 2007 it was not. And so I learned about mindfulness, and it basically saved my life. It taught me ways to manage and cope with PTSD that were sustainable and played a very positive role in my life. And so when it worked for me, I was like, well, how do I make this more accessible to the warrior community in a way that they would understand? And so after trial and error, we came to realize that the best way to get someone to see the value in something is not to connect with them intellectually, but to connect with them through their heart. So work within the realm of what's meaningful, not try to make something meaningful on the back end, do it on the front end. So we were like, what's meaningful to warriors? And what's meaningful to warriors is to honor those who served and made the ultimate sacrifice, And oh, by the way, that's also meaningful to almost, I'd say, all Americans. America is kind of unique in our kind of adamance about the importance of honoring the fallen. So the two things came together right around Memorial Day, and so it was a mindful Memorial Day. The idea being that you can make honoring the fallen a mindful experience, which connects the military to mindfulness, which is fantastic. It's normalized, not weird or far out, so that's good. And then it also connects civilians to the military, because the military does such a good job at defending our nation that only 1% of the population needs to serve at any given time to protect the entire 330 million. So just by virtue of numbers, there's a separation. And that separation can result in some really bad stuff and isolation, especially when people come back after the traumas of war. So having a mindful Memorial Day gives people an opportunity to connect with the military in a way that they can feel authentic. And so the basic message is this: when we honor the fallen, we do it with our full attention. And in that, we are united.
Just because
That's a fantastic thing that you're doing. And speaking of being mindful, I think we should be mindful for you and all the other ones that are alive as well, because you did put yourself in harm's way. Even if you were washing dishes on a battleship, that still was potentially lethal if it got attacked. So my organization, my charity, been around since 2011, called Supporting Our Servicemen. The website's ilovesos.org, is a fantastic way for companies that have products or services to thank you every day, because I don't like the fact that you guys get thanked twice a year. To me, that's unacceptable. And so I created an organization that when people join it, they list their product or service, and they increase their business because they're reaching out to the veteran community. They're earning customer loyalty and spreading patriotism, and they're thanking our veterans. So, I mean, everybody wins: the country, the company, and the veterans. So that's my way of contributing, and I'm happy to try to help you with your goal of how many thousands are you memorializing on this program?
So there have been 7,000 warriors who have died in service to the nation since 9/11.
Wow, can you see that? Wow, I hope I got that. 6 jets just flew over in formation. I hope I got that. That was amazing. That's live TV, everybody. Hope you're seeing this. It's got 6 jets in formation, and they're being chased by another plane. Wow. I'm a pilot as well, and I love flying, and this is gorgeous. They're making a bank. They bank to the left, and they're flying around the city. This is fantastic. Hope the video picked it up. That was a surprise visit by our military, right?
Right as I was talking about honoring the 7,000, that showed up.
Yeah, that's amazing. There's no coincidences in life, and everything happens as it's supposed to happen. I was a little disappointed today because I got down here without my lavalier. I'm trying to do a better job quality-wise, but I'm not really as concerned about quality as content. And your organization and my organization and the Be Fantastic movement is a content. And the content is being kind and respect and making the world a less greedy, selfish, litigious place. It's really gotten out of control. It really is. I try not to bring bad news into the program. I don't talk politics, and I don't talk religion ever. I've never done a second take or an edit or a rehearsal. It's just me live with the people that are in my life, as you are now. And you know, it's all about knowing that all the turns you make in life are the correct ones. You spending a lot of time and money and effort on what you're doing for the Mindful Foundation. I applaud you. And if more people did things outside their comfort zone to do good or to do well or fantastic for others, it wouldn't be a better place. And we've got, like I said, 250 ambassadors now, and I want 250 million. That's my goal, or more. And it'll make the world a better place.
Yeah, for sure.
Now tell people how they can get involved.
Yep. So what we need is we need people to sign up to honor names. And so you go to the mindfulmemorialfoundation.org website, mindfulmemorialfoundation.org. And on the website, there's an opportunity to sign up to honor a name. And so if you sign up, we will receive your information, and then over Memorial Day weekend, we will send you the name of a fallen warrior, either one that you request, so maybe you know someone, we have that name, we can send that name to you, or maybe just a name at random. So we're happy to send that name as well. And then when we send you the information, we will send you a little video of how to honor the name online. As the social distancing goes, we're not able to be together over Memorial Day physically, but we can connect in the spirit of service and gratitude for sacrifice. So sign up at mindfulmemorialfoundation.org, sign up to honor a name, and then what we'll ask you to do is create a 1-minute video following a very simple script to honor a fallen warrior with your fullest attention.
Well, I have a suggestion for you, Ben. And I've been in show business, 50 years now, pretty my whole life. I mean, I've done, 98 different things, but a lot of it was in show business, directing or producing or owning a post-production facility or working in theater or being a videographer or making music videos, all those different things. And I know people are inherently lazy, and even though your project won't take too much longer, I have a suggestion. And I was going to try to do it today on my own, but I lost my list. I couldn't find it this morning. But if you were to create a template that is the script, and in that template you were able to input the names that you have, one at a time, and that wouldn't be too hard if you have a programmer. And if you were to send me or that list, I would be sending it to people I know personally and just say, here, I want you to record this one thing. Look in the camera and say this. And it says your line, and it says the name of the person, when they died, and what operation they were. If you can make it really, really, really easy for people, and just ask them to do one, because yesterday I asked a guy to do 5 and he didn't. He did 1 for me, which is fine. You need to make it easy, real easy for people to do this and enjoy it. And not have it work, and because nobody has time. They don't have time to watch a commercial, even though we're sequestered. So if you were able to, it's real easy to write the script. It's just inputting those names one by one, which would be a little cumbersome. But I know that they're in a program, because you gave me a list of 100 of them. So my suggestion is, if you sent me 100, I would send all those 100 to people I know and say, please just record this one name. Because I think it's better to see one at a time than one person saying 5. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's my suggestion for the day.
Okay. That's a good suggestion. Yeah, and we could just have all 7,000 names inserted into a sheet, and then those sheets would just get sent out, and that would be that. Yeah,
because the way I see it, if you sent me to begin with, that say, Dr. Fantastic, would you mind reading this? Because, for instance, one guy that I know, he's very old, and he would love to do it, but he can't read. I mean, of the small print. So if he had a script that was a full page, and it said, why don't you read the script to me out loud to the audience and how it reads, and then input the name as you read it, if you don't mind.
Sure. In this moment, and with my fullest attention, I honor John Knox, Army Staff Sergeant, died December 31st, 2007, in Operation Iraqi Freedom. I honor his sacrifice with my gratitude.
So it's very short, and if you send out that email to someone and say, please do a selfie with this, I could almost guarantee you're going to have a lot of people being able to do that, because selfie's easy, and you upload it to YouTube or wherever, and it's so short you probably don't even need to compress it. I think it could be sent in a message even. they could send it to you or me in a message. So I'd be happy to help you with sending those out as well.
How would if I could? Do you have a programmer that could put a name into all 7,000 names into templates, and then have each of those templates be shareable?
I may have that. Yeah, I have two programmers, one in America and one in the Philippines, and I'll see if it's not too much work that he can do that. At least if you can do a couple hundred for me, that would be fantastic. I can get that out, but it's got to be an easy program, and anybody listening out there as well, if you know that you have a simple script and you've got 7,000 names, well, you've already done a bunch of the names, right?
Yeah, so a lot of the names have been honored. We still need to honor about 4,000.
Okay, so
4,000
everyone listening, we've got 4,000 names in a database that it can be inputted into a single one-page script, and with that we could just start distributing them to people, and I think we have a lot more success. I don't know how much success you're having right now, but you got me involved, which is kind of cool. And yesterday I got a veteran involved, and I know for a fact if I sent him a list of 100 of those, he'd do that in a heartbeat, And I think it's more powerful if one person honors one person, not 10 or 5 or 3. You know what I'm saying?
Right, sure.
And then you have a huge section. By the way, everybody, his website is also linked at ilovesos.org. So you can find a link to his foundation there as well. But it's people like you that, are going to make the world a better place. We need to clean up our act. We need to stop polluting our planet. I can go on for hours about that. But it's about being kind, and we need to be kind to our planet. We need to be kind to our strangers. Fantastic.
Let me add something to that. And this is something that I think is particularly hard for the military mindset. And that is, we need to learn that it's okay to be kind to ourselves. And a big part about learning how to manage human vulnerability, right? All humans are vulnerable. That's why we need love to survive. And so part of the problem that we all face, especially trained warriors, that we often just push through the things that we need to address and we need to deal with. We just push through it to get it done. Or if we make a mistake or if we feel vulnerable, we get mad at ourselves because we're weak or we're not doing something right. And we don't give ourselves our own selves, our own body, the compassion and care that's needed to be the best version of ourselves. And so another piece of that message of kindness is to recognize that underneath our story, underneath our identities, underneath our politics, is a beating heart that was once a kid, that was once loving and loved by their family, and has the opportunity to be loved again. And I'll say one more thing, because you bring it up so well. It's that when we are kind to ourselves, and then when we are around people that are kind, we get to experience a hormone called oxytocin. And it's our brains make this hormone when we feel connected to other people. And it's called the warm fuzzy hormone. It gives you a warm fuzzy feeling. And for all the military people out there, there's actually a phrase inside the military called warm fuzzy. If you get a warm fuzzy, that means that you understand and you feel connected. So just to add, being kind also includes being kind to ourselves.
Well, that brings up one of my major philosophies as a philosopher and a motivational speaker, is that you come first. And a lot of people say, no, my kids or my wife or my husband come first. And that is incorrect. And the analogy I like to use is when you get on an airplane, the flight attendant says, if the oxygen mask drops, put it on first, then help others. So I tell people that you have to, if you can't be happy, if you don't love yourself, no one's going to love you, because you have to love yourself first and foremost, and you are the most important person. And you have to come first to help others. And I think that's really one of my top 10 philosophies, is to try to convince people that they need to love themselves.
Yep, exactly.
So it's all about learning You know, if I didn't have 98 different professions underneath my belt, I wouldn't be able to tackle the things I tackle with the ease and the confidence that I can tackle them. And I just love taking on new challenges because I don't believe in the word fear, because that stands for false expectations appearing real, or fail, which is first attempt in learning. You know, when we rode a bike as a child, we fell down, we scraped our knee up, and we got back up and rode the bike again. Hey there. So I got to mention something. This gentleman just drove by just before the show. He goes, "Oh, you're doing another show at noon?" And I go, "What? How the hell does he know that?" Because this is the first time I've been in this spot, but I don't recognize him. But I was totally taken back that he knew I was going on at noon. So anyway, I thought that was pretty funny. He just drove the bike by. But I like interviewing people like yourself, because we need to know that there are people like you out there doing well, doing fantastic things. And I'm on a journey now. My marriage of 38 years came to an end, so I'm out there alone now in the world, trying to show how every situation's positive. You know, I mean, I raised some fantastic kids, and they're raising some fantastic kids of their own. So I did my job, and now I'm turning my attention on making the world a better place. Now I want to tell you that my wife, in the last couple of years, thought I was totally crazy to go on this mission and to spend as much time and money and effort as I'm doing. So she thought I was crazy, and some people may think I'm crazy, but I'm going to go with Steve Jobs. Most people have heard of him, and he once said, "People who are crazy enough to think they can make a difference in the world are the ones that do." And you and I are maybe a little bit crazy to try to do what we're doing, but if we don't do it, who else will?
Yeah, there's a lot to be said about that. It takes a little bit of
like she put me in the kids section while she
it takes an understanding, I think, that life is not just some void, empty space that you're just living in. Life is participating with you, and when life is participating with you, I think there's an element of trust that can be learned and developed, where it's okay to go out on a limb and try to make an impact and make it in a big way, and that life is paying attention, and that as you move through the space.
Oh, hold on, Ken. We got another caller calling in. Let's merge them and have a fun time with Ambassador number 80. No worries. Everything happens at the time it's supposed to happen. Santos, Ambassador number 80, meet Ben, who is Ambassador number 247, and we're talking about life, love, and the pursuit of happiness.
Yeah, man.
So you got to speak up a little bit, Santos.
It just rolls a little bit now here with this COVID invited.
Yeah, let me tell everybody about Santos. You're going to love this, Ben. Santos arrived in America on a raft from, is it Cuba? From Cuba. And it took, how long did it take, Santos?
3 days, 39, 12 hours, and 21 minutes.
So
that's what we were just talking about. You know, life. If you're moving with goodwill, there's a better than average chance that life will find a way to support you.
Now, everybody listening, Santos is a magnificent carpenter, or I should say a fantastic carpenter, jack of all trades, and he needs a job. He needs work. So, Santos, why don't you shout out your number? If anyone's listening that needs a handyman in Los Angeles, maybe you might get a gig.
Yes, my phone number is 323-492-64. I'll repeat again. 3-492-6410.
Who's got the children in the background?
That's me.
That's Ben? Okay. How many kids you got?
I have to. Hold on one second.
Do you have any children, Santos?
So what?
Do you have children?
Oh yeah, I do. they grown. No, I got grandkids.
Grandchildren, well, that's good. I have great-grandchildren. I upped you on that one.
I have 3 grandkids.
Well, I want you to teach your grandchildren to be fantastic, Santos. Have you introduced that to them?
I always, talking over the phone and online with them. They're the cure. I'm here.
Everybody listening, I have 12 teachers that I know of that before class are having their entire class in unison shout out, "I am fantastic." And if you can only imagine that convinces children, their subconscious anyway, that they are fantastic. It builds their confidence and their self-esteem. And that's extremely important to teach children at an early age that, because everybody, every day, since they can speak, we're taught to say, when someone asks, "How are you?" you say, "Good," and "How are you?" And that's about as bad as having social distancing today, because it's not about social distancing, it's about physical distancing. The last thing we want to do today is be socially distant from our friends, our family, the world, community, my ambassadors, we want to be physically distant for sure. I'm sorry?
That's the last thing you want to do, social distance. I mean, even if we have this now, we have to be distant now because this situation that we have. I believe that we still connected, with the phone nowadays, but the world is changing, man. I'm really sorry for the whole situation that we have in America and around the globe. But like I say, I'm trying to get me another job in the day somewhere. I'm leaving in San Bernardino, but I had access to today. But I definitely, someone needs the NFP on their house. Or I'm a Catholic too.
Well, I actually did some research last night, found a commune in Costa Rica that are looking for a few people to live there. And I think, I'm told Costa Rica is one of the happiest places on earth. It's gorgeous, obviously gorgeous, but imagine living in a commune where everyone is pitching in and living close to earth and in happiness without the strife of traffic. Imagine living in an environment where you don't sit in traffic for 2 to 4 hours a day, which a lot of people do just to survive. I don't believe in survival. I believe in living, and I think you choose your own destiny. And you can get the hell out of town and find a farm. Matter of fact, the government will give you free farms if you till them in America. So there's lots of opportunities to do something out of the ordinary if people just put their mind to it, start thinking positively and look for change. I think change is the best thing ever. Are you still with us, Ben?
Yeah, I'm back.
Now, you got to teach your children, Ben, never to say the word good. Tell them, and it takes a while to get, because they're already programmed into it, the word good. And that is a 4-letter word. It shouldn't be uttered. It has no energy. It has no meaning. And one of the roles as a fantastic ambassador is to encourage people not to say that 4-letter word. Replace it with fantastic, and every time you say the word fantastic, you live 5 minutes longer because it reduces stress. And it makes you look fantastic too.
Fantastic.
It is. So everybody, join the Mindful Memorial gig. We'll give another shout out to the address there, Ben.
MindfulMemorialFoundation.org. MindfulMemorialFoundation.org.
And Mindful Memorial Foundation. Basically, we're going to try to send you a document, Santos, and you would take a selfie reading a tribute to a fallen veteran. And I think if we can make it real simple for everyone, and of course everyone knows what a selfie is, we might get those 4,000 knocked out pretty quick.
Yep.
So anybody out there that is a programmer that likes, that can help us with this, I believe it's an easy program, because once you have the names in a database, they're going to be plugged into 4 spots on the script, and we're good to go. and we can start sending them to people.
Yeah, I guess there could even be just a place to sign up, and the second you sign up to honor a name, it would just generate
the name that's available. That would even be better. That's a step above that, of course. Yeah. And then it's all, anything that you do or try to do, it's all about exposure. You get a celebrity to endorse you, or you get in the newspaper, or you go viral. It's all about exposure, because you can have the best thing on the planet, which I think is SOS, my charity for veterans. But if no one knows about it, it doesn't do much good. So that's why it's good to link good organizations like yours with mine and mine with yours. And we do some fantastic stuff for people. So everybody, if you need a great carpenter in the San Bernardino area, Santos is available. If you want to help out with the Mindful Memorial Foundation, that would be fantastic. If you have a product or service and you want to give discounts to veterans, go to ilovesos.org. But the most important thing to remember, everybody, in these turbulent times, is to be positive. Get rid of negative thinking and negative people. They're cancerous. Know that it's going to all work out with the family and friends and society. We've gotten through many plagues and many pandemics in the past. The worst one being the bubonic plague, when they came up with the question, how are you? And in 1918, 100 years ago, a little bit more, was a horrible one that killed tens of millions. I do believe we're experiencing a bit of a hoax, but I do know it is a dangerous virus, but the circumstances behind it are evil, because it is money oriented, and that's unfortunate. I hate to close the show with a negative thought like that, but everybody, we got to face reality. And I just heard yesterday that, I think it was South Dakota, one of the mayors or something got up and said that everyone is going to be mandated by law to, when the vaccine comes out, to have the vaccine. And if you don't get the vaccine, you can't travel out of the state or out of the country. So you'll basically be a prisoner in your state if you don't get vaccine. That is horrible, everybody. We can't, it's I think it's the future, vaccinations and chipping, unfortunately, and unfortunately it's driven by money, greed. And that's the worst thing in the world, is greed.
I don't think that we need to be vaccinated for this virus.
I know we don't. But when they're going to charge $1,000 per person when it comes out versus the $20 that's available now, see, it's big farm is the enemy, everybody. You know that big farm and the roots of the big farm are all the big corporations and all the media organizations are all tied together. They all get together in Davos once a year. These are facts, ladies and gentlemen. Facts that in 2014 we shipped off the studies from I think it was North Carolina to Wuhan, China, to be further developed, because it was against the law to do it here any further. And we have you guys, I don't know if you guys know it, but we have patents on these viruses. And the only reason you patent something is so you can make money with it. But I'm deviating from positivity. I apologize. Sometimes I get mad, though.
I mean, I don't want to get so political on the conversation, because let me think before I speak what I'm going to say. I believe that the vital was everybody blamed China today, but quite frankly, the vital was discovered in America in 1962.
Yeah, it's not China's fault. They're going to blame everybody. We won't know for 40 years because it's been classified, the exact causes and everything. Even the whistleblower yesterday in court at the House is going to be chastised for being a disgruntled employee. He's going to be shut down from the big media for telling the truth. It's a sad state of affairs. But if we can change it all by being fantastic, by being kind to others, that's the goal of the three of us and everyone listening, to be kind to one another. Guys, that's the end of the show. I want to thank you both for participating. I'll send you the links. Please share this with your friends and family. Let's get more people thanking our veterans. Let's get more people
Thank you for this opportunity.
being mindful.
Appreciate it.
It's my pleasure, really it is. Thank you, Santos. Thank you, Ben. Everybody, be fantastic. Join the movement. We're in 41 countries. And
All the best. Thanks for saying.
yeah, bye guys.
Take care. Bye.
Now I gotta figure out how to turn this thing off.